Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all glory, honor, and thanks to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for this wisdom and knowledge. Kol Halayim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakal Quadash, as well as a double honors, a respectful double honors upon to the apostles and elders of GMS, the many various men in camps of Great Millstone, whom I've learned and continue to learn this truth under. I'm the brother Allah Yahweh. Lord willing, this video be edifying, titled World War III News and Updates. World War III News and Updates. And this is, fair use. Fair use. This info I'm getting is from this guy, started following recently, Full Spectrum Survival. He's got a pretty good, hand on what's going on out here, and especially in terms of war and what's going on domestically here in the collapsing Babylon the Great America, as well as overseas, how that all affects over here. And I'm just going to filter what this guy's saying through prophecy. And this is a video. I'm recording this currently March 17th, 2026. This video I'm going in on, he did previously, the previous day on the 16th, titled Red Alert, Supply Chain Breakdown, American Assets Hit. So let's just get straight to it. Lord willing, this be edifying.
Military analysts are warning that the war with Iran is already beginning to alter the global economy and destabilizing international order. What started just 2 weeks ago as a regional confrontation has spread to reach every continent. Critical energy corridors, allied nations turning away from America, and supply chains that sustain the world are all beginning to fracture. In the past 24 hours, we have seen the Middle East events take place that suggest the situation is rapidly spiraling out of control. The most concerning development is from the world's oil choke point. According to analysts at Goldman Sachs, the oil shipments that run through the Strait of Hormuz have collapsed. They've collapsed 97%. Traffic has plunged from 20 million barrels per day to just 500,000. This represents the single largest disruption to the world, not just one area, the world's energy flow that has ever been recorded. Worse than World War I, worse than World War II. This is the worst disruption to global energy that has ever been recorded. The Strait of Hormuz, a fifth of the world's energy supply. The shutdown of this magnitude has threatened sending complete collapse shockwaves through fuel markets, through retailers, manufacturing supply chains, national economies. The instability is already starting to show itself.
All right, let's just get to it one by one. What he mentioned, book of Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 5 and 6. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And part of those plagues is a lack of energy, an energy crisis. Let's get that. It speaks on that in Ecclesiasticus, the principal thing for a use of a man's life. Without oil, with a shortening of oil, that's going to skyrocket. It's going to make life really hard. For a lot of these countries, a lot of these people out here who are already struggling, now you got to pay exorbitant prices for not just to get to the damn plantation. And so what? Everything is going to skyrocket, especially here in Babylon the Great America, because everything here runs off interstate and a highway system. So when trucks got to pay extra for fuel, companies are going to charge a higher price. And now that's how you see things turn from inflation to hyperinflation. And this is speaking on oil, one of the key principal things of the use of a man's life. Ecclesiasticus 39, we'll start at verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. And we know, pursuant to the book of Job 9, verse 24, that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi 1, verse 4 defines you Edomites as the border of wickedness. We know Esau, Edom, starting with Amalek, the tiny tops, the you wish, who are dragging America into this third woe, are the wicked that the Bible speaks of, and their rulership is coming to an end. But it's not going to end peacefully. It's going to end violently. And this is all the signs that really Esau is divided amongst himself. And Lord willing, another video I do, it's going to speak on that. These Edomite nations, I'm mistyping this. These Edomite nations all got beef. Okay, then Yahweh Shai speaks on a nation, a kingdom divided. Let me pull this up. This is, here we go, a few of them. Mark 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Luke 11, verse 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. And that's what's happening, where we're witnessing these Edomite countries all turn on each other. In particular, the beast is hating the whore. It speaks on that. When I say the beast, where we're talking about the NATO, the EU, the European Union, are turning against Babylon the Great America. That's the beast. Those EU, Europe, all those countries make up the beast, hating the whore, which is America, that sits on top of the beast. It goes further into that as well in book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. This is Revelation 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. And we seen, some of these countries, Spain, France, they not rocking with this, what America's doing. We even seen America's, next door neighbor, Canada, with this goofy in office, not travel here no more. And not really, fucking with this place. This place, this is beautiful from the Lord. He's turning this place, speaks on that in Nahum 3, verse 5. This place is just abhorrent across the whole world. It's being made a spectacle, and nobody's rocking with it. This place is rapidly losing its allies, and this was prophesied. And what we gonna have? We gonna have World War III brewing up. And it's funny, he mentioned World War about the escalation of fuel, or the lack of fuel coming out of there. Never have we seen this since World War I or II. Well, why? Because we're seeing an increase up in World War III. This is all written in the Bible. Book of Revelation 3, verse 8. And I beheld and heard a flying angel through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe. And those 3 woes represent World War I, World War II, and World War III. To the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. And now we go to the next chapter. Book of Revelation 9, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 more woes. So that one woe is World War I, and 2 came after. But now we're in the time where World War II is in the past, but we see in World War III, pop up, and it's only going to escalate. As the beloved apostle Tahar said a few weeks ago, it's only going to get worse before it gets worse. And we're seeing it. Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, and it's here, and it's not going nowhere. And Trump tiptoeing, them tiny tops dragging Babylon into this third woe on their behest is all prophetic, but it's going to end very badly for those 2 nations. And this is the end of your Edomite empire. Let's go to the next clip.
And we're seeing this spill into unexpected areas. Cancellations of events, growing dangers posed by missile and drone.
Hey, excuse me, I actually wanted to hit one more scripture after I mentioned World War III. Let me play this clip again. The end of this.
Worse than World War II. This is the worst disruption to global energy that has ever been recorded.
Okay, so you hear that. This is going, as I mentioned to start, skyrocket the price of goods and food. And this is going to cause panic. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall be found suddenly empty. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's a scary thing. It also speaks on food, the price of food skyrocketing. And 10 chapters down, 2nd Ezra 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. These some real evil, dark times we're entering. And then the lack of oil, the lack of fuel going around the world is only going to, lack of a better term, pour gasoline on that fire. So let's get that second clip.
And we're seeing this spill into unexpected areas. Cancellations of events, growing dangers posed by missile and drone attacks all throughout the world. The United States has delivered what many will see as devastating strikes on Iran's military infrastructure. We see an indication right now that military installations are just blown apart. The foreign minister to Iran responded to American aggression, demanding that all oil payments move away from the United States dollar, not just for the time being, but in perpetuity, forever. And nations are getting on board with this. India dispatched 2 of their ships through the Strait of Hormuz, carrying 93,000 metric tons of liquefied natural gas, paid for in other currency. Additional vessels are remaining on standby, signaling multiple countries' willingness to accept Iranian control in this vital shipping waterway.
And he said a lot right there. But let me start with this, talking about, people, the lack of travel and people growing fears of a cancellation of events due to a potential attack, a T attack, whether it be real or a false F to the LAG, or it could be some type of drone strike. And what's crazy is we got the World Cup this year. But hey, we'll see. Time will tell. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Once again, if men is going to be terrified in that day, how much more you women? That's strong, independent. You don't need no man. Well, we finna see as these days go by more and more. A lot of evils is kicking up. This is the beginning of sorrows. And Yahweh Shai spoke on these times. This is the book of Mark, the 13th chapter, verse 7 to 8. This is clearly the times we're in. Yahweh Shai in red speaking. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. And we can clearly see that. And it's only, as the scriptures say, through much tribulation to get into the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So we seeing it pop off as well as these nations, America has got just that dirt stain on it. Let me pull this up as I mentioned it earlier. Book of Nahum 3 verse 5. This place is losing allies by the day. Nahum 3 verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. So everyone's seeing that shame of Babylon the Great, America, and they not rocking with this place no more. This is where does it speak on this in Obadiah? Yeah, Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So the allies of Babylon, this is talking about you Edomites, but in particular Babylon the Great, the head country of these Edomites. This scriptures say his look was more stout than his fellers. This place, even its own allies are turning against it. And pretty soon they gonna get rid of the dollar. The world's main reserve currency ain't gonna be the American dollar no more. And we gonna get that in the book of Habakkuk 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And excuse me, we go into that term, thick clay. Let's get this real quick. Right down here. That really means debt. Okay, right here. In the Hebrew, this means debt. Woe to him that ladens himself with heavy debts. You see that right there. And we get this translation in the BBE, the basic in the Bible in basic English. It reads, Habakkuk 2 verse 6, will not all these take up a word of shame against him, and a bitter saying against him, and say, a curse on him who goes on taking what is not his, and is weighted down with the property of debtors. And that's what Esau does, is speaks on that as well. And Habakkuk about he don't stay at home. Where is it? I know Micah 2 and 2 is they covet fields taken by violence, oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. But as well, Habakkuk, the second chapter in the KJV says, yeah, right here in the previous verse. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And why is this man over there in Iran? He's all over in the so-called Middle East, Western Asia. He's everywhere he ain't supposed to be, dictating how it should be, and dictating all the rules and laws, and controlling all the natural resources. This man's a demon. He's a cancer. He's a plague, and he's not going to be stopped. That's why the Lord, his gift is that sword, and the Lord's going to allow him to turn it on himself. But really, they do want this collapse of the dollar anyway, because this is their wicked plan to implement a digital currency, a mark of the beauty and the beast. Revelation 13, verse 16 through 18. This is where it's heading with the collapse of the dollar. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And all these barcodes, these binary codes, have a 666 within them. But he wants to physically put that within inside you, put that within your hand, put that within your forehead, and you seeing all the templates of this beast system being set up just at an airport in Vegas few damn near a month ago already. And they had a cashless vending area where you just scan your card, walk in, grab anything, and walk right out. And the cameras are able to tell what you took off the shelf. That's what this man wants. You know, he's going sell it. He's going to advertise it of how convenient it is. And then sooner or later, because he's the damn devil, is going to force you to take it, or you can't participate in his wicked, technocratic, dystopian society. That's what this man's coming for. He's going to clamp down. He's going to squeeze like a serpent to get everyone in line to take that chip. But we know that's one of the last few main prophecies. And when he does that, that's his ass. It's straight judgment once that gets forced. Job 5 verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And that's these elites, these satanic, demonic banking families' ultimate goal is full, total digital control over the world and of the people. Job 20 verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. So Esau, you gonna have his napkin tucked in his collar, big ass fork. He might just eat it with his hands because the beast man he is, a steak full of blood. He's about to bite into that, and then the Lord gonna send straight fire down on him. And a lot of those elites, they gonna be tucked away in their little bunker, and they gonna be the first ones dragged into captivity. Speaks on that, I believe Amos, the 9th chapter, verse 2. They gonna get ripped out of them little bunkers once that nuclear destruction clears up, and starting with Yahweh Shai and the elect men of Israel, Lord willing, I and we be of that number are gonna be dragging these Amalekite banking families straight into chains. But staying on topic of World War III topics, let's go to the next clip.